Can we take a second to appreciate the glory of pink and gold shoes? A moment of silence for my dignity and integrity. Hello there, all you wonderful web-wandering beasts. Last week I did a video on the Italian band Måneskin, who of course won Eurovision's contest, and a lot of you were pretty gloriously recommending me some really great tracks of theirs and albums of theirs to listen to. Thank you very much, I love new suggestions, all of which were brilliant. But a new video has come to the forefront, a studio live version of their track I Want to Be Your Slave. And as any good pretentious fiend should do, I want to dig further into this band that I really quite enjoyed. So without further ado, before we get too far in the view, make sure you like, share, subscribe. I want to say the usual self-deprecating depressing thing here. But with all honesty, it's been a hard week, so I'm just gonna say why am I here now? So straight off the bat, we're met with a track that is much more varied than the Eurovision track that they did. In terms of influence, it's really got this oddly British indie rock kind of vibe during the verses, this very, I hesitate to say Arctic Monkeys, but with this hard run on the hi-hat to the snare, you're met with that real rock dance beat that you do get from those kind of noughties indie rock bands like things like Arctic Monkeys and Kasabian at times. And this is not a bad thing, because whilst the instrumentation is kind of simple and takes a nice, comfortable seat, it really just acts as a great bed for Damiano to be very sexy upon. Very sexy vocally. He gets to delve into a lot of subtle, breathy nuances that really translate the hot and heavy nature of this song. And this is the bread and butter of this track, 100% without doubt. It really is a vehicle for Damiano's vocal delivery. And especially with these lyrics, I want to be your slave, I want to be your master, I want to be a good boy, I want to be a gangster, I'm the devil looking for redemption. There is a very heavy reliance on the lyrical device of dichotomy. All the switches on the internet are probably enjoying that very immensely, I would imagine. But after these hot and heavy verses, we really drop into what you would expect of this band at current, that much more 70s style rock riff, which is actually a really killer juxtaposition. It's really nice to see those two tonal aesthetics butted up against each other. This melting of the genres is really exemplified by the difference between the verse riff and that big bridgy stadium riff. Because in the verse you get this quite pokey staccato riff that really perfectly follows the vocals, which is a very indie rock kind of movement. But then you get that real whiplash style juxtaposition by dropping into that filthy 70 riff with those real dirty upside down fifth chords. In comparison to, say, the Eurovision track, which is a much more traditional, energy-laden stadium rock vibe, which actually has a few nuances riff-wise to something like Rage Against the Machine. This track is much more designed, I think, to be a headphone listen, and it's a more well-rounded headphone listen in general, because you kind of want those intimate, sexy vocals delivered directly into your ears. That's very, very graphic imagery, Brandon. Look at your car. Customary, just for some reason halfway through the videos I always need to take off my hat. And to quickly touch more on the lyrics here, there is something I absolutely really appreciate about the song, something I think it does really well, which is that it is a song sung by a man who is being very open and intimate about sexuality and the nuances there, the back and forward and ebb and flow of that. Whereas traditionally sexual songs sung by men have this very objectifying, obvious tone, whether it is just a you have that bodily feature I want and this is the thing I'm gonna do to you, whereas this has that open curiosity about what sexuality means and that vulnerability, and especially when it's performed in such a breathy and intimate way. you can see why so many people are looking to this track as a bit of a sex-positive anthem, I guess you could say. Plus, the dude is fine. All in all, I really enjoyed this track for very different reasons to why I enjoyed Zitti E Buoni. But most importantly, there's a link below. Go check out the clip, come back, let me know what you think. Together we can defeat this algorithm, yes. Brandon Valentine, the pretentious fiend here. Normally I like to do my little sign off, but it's been a wild week with some negative things happen, so all I'm gonna leave you with is, if you're struggling and feel alone in this world, make sure you reach out. There are more people that want to help you than you know.